Designing an Exercise Program by George Smith. Archie is 17 and he doesn't like exercise because he is overweight and he was bullied at school. He has a sedentary job and a bad diet. I'm going to help Archie to enjoy exercising so that he'll want to carry on at the end of the program. I have decided to teach Archie to swim because swimming improves all aspects of fitness and you can swim for your whole life. Not many people can swim well, and learning to swim will boost Archie's confidence. Swimming will improve Archie's cardiovascular fitness and muscular endurance without putting his joints under strain. I am also going to give Archie a gym session to help improve his cardiovascular and muscular endurance further and to give him confidence to go to the gym on his own. In Archie's first week, he'll begin learning how to swim front crawl. I've decided to put his session on Sunday because he has a rest day on Saturday, so he'll be rested and will be able to perform well. Warm up. Archie will do dynamic stretching before he gets in the pool, such as leg and arm swings. He will go through a routine every week before he gets in the pool. First, Archie will do simple arm swings where he will swing his left arm forwards for 20 seconds. He will then swap arms over and do the same. He will do the same exercise, but instead he will spin his arms backwards for 20 seconds on each arm. He will then use both arms and spin them forwards and backwards for 20 seconds. He will then warm up his lower body by facing a wall and turning 90 degrees to the left. He will then place his right hand on the wall and he is going to swing his left leg forward and backwards. He will then swap legs over once he has done 20 seconds of swinging. Finally, Archie will face the wall and place two hands in line with his shoulders. He will then swing one of his legs across his body for 20 seconds. He will then swap legs and repeat the same exercise. Swimming main session. Archie will begin with doing kick with a kickboard. Kicking is really important in swimming because it helps keep your hips high in the water and keep your body in a balanced position. It is important to learn to kick properly, kicking from your hip, not your knees. Archie will be wearing a snorkel and goggles so that he can put his face in the water, which will keep his hips high. He won't need to worry about holding his breath. He will put his head in the water and kick for 10 meters. He will then have 40 seconds rest. He will do 4 times 10 meters of kicking. I will then teach Archie what to do with his arms by putting a pool buoy in between his thighs and having him wear a snorkel so he doesn't have to worry about breathing. He will go to 10 meters, but this time he will only be using his arms. He will get the same 40 seconds rest after each 10-meter pull. He will again do 4 times 10 meters. I am going to encourage Archie to bend his elbows on the recovery phase of the stroke. Archie will place his arms gently into the water ahead of him. He will then begin the pulling phase, where he will bend the elbow and move his arms down towards his legs. He will then bring his arm out of the water and repeat the stroke again. Finally, Archie will try to swim 10 meters using full front crawl. He will wear a snorkel so he can concentrate on just swimming instead of trying to breathe. Cool down. In the cool down, Archie is going to go through a routine of stretches which he will repeat every week. He is going to stretch in order to release lactic acid that is trapped within the muscles. He is going to stretch his hip flexors by getting his kickboard and placing his left knee on it. Then, with the other leg, he will put it directly out in front of him. He will then slightly lean forward until he can feel a stretch. He is then going to stretch out his latissimus dorsi by getting on his knees, leaning over and putting his arms in front of him. He will then move his arms over to one side. In Archie's second week, he will repeat exactly the same warm-up and cool-down in the swimming session. Swimming main set. Archie will repeat everything he did last week, the kick, the pull and the full stroke wearing the snorkel. Archie will then take the snorkel off and, still wearing goggles, he will do some breath-holding exercises with his head submerged under the water for 10 seconds at a time. Archie will then have a go at swimming for a few strokes without a snorkel. However, he will be wearing fins because they will help keep his body from sinking. To give Archie progressive overload, Archie will be swimming further to 15 metres instead of 10 in the main set. He will also be working harder because he will get 30 seconds rest instead of 40. He will also add a new session on Thursday where he will begin to go to the gym to improve his muscular endurance. I have decided to put Archie's gym session on Friday so he can work hard and rest on Saturday, ready for the Sunday session. Warm-up. In the warm-up, Archie will do the same routine of dynamic stretches as he did in the swimming. He will also spin on the spinning bike to warm up his legs for 10 minutes at a steady pace and an RPE of 10. Gym main session. Archie will begin the main set by remaining on the bike for another 5 minutes and increasing his RPE to 15. Then, Archie will move onto a rowing machine and row for 1 minute and get 1 minute rest. He will repeat this twice. Archie is then going to hold a plank for 30 seconds and get 30 seconds rest. He is going to repeat this 2 times. Finally, Archie is going to use the leg press machine. He will begin with 15 kilograms and he will do 8 repetitions. He will repeat this twice. Cool down. In the cool down, Archie is going to go through the swimming stretching routine to loosen off his muscles so he is ready for the next session. In week 3, the warm-up and cool-down will remain the same. Swimming main session. In the swimming, the distance of the kick, pull and full stroke wearing the snorkel will increase further to 25 metres instead of 15. He will do 4 repetitions of each. The rest will also decrease down to 25 seconds. I'm going to teach Archie how to breathe without a snorkel during front crawl. Wearing goggles and fins, but not a snorkel, he will hold afloat at arm's length, kicking his legs and breathing to the side as he travels along. The fins will give him speed and stop his legs from sinking. At the end of the session, Archie will try swimming a few strokes without any equipment. He will do this at a depth where he can put his feet down on the ground if he needs to. Gym main session. This week, Archie will cycle for 10 minutes at an RPE of 15 in order to achieve progressive overload. He will then row for 1 minute again, but get 55 seconds rest instead of 1 minute. He will repeat it 3 times. This week, Archie will do the plank exactly the same as last week. On the leg press, Archie will do 10 repetitions instead of 8 and keeping the same weight of 15 kilograms. In week 4, the warm-up and cool-down will remain the same. Swimming main session. Week 4 will be the hardest session yet. Archie is going to increase the distance of how far he is kicking and pulling and swimming with a snorkel by doing 2 50 metres and 2 25 metres. He's going to continue with 4 repetitions. After he has finished the main block of swimming, I'm going to do some more drills to help Archie to learn to swim without a snorkel. He is going to do side lateral kick, which is where he lies on his side, places one arm in the direction he wants to travel in, and rests his head on the extended arm. He will do this without a snorkel because it will help him learn to breathe. When you are on your side, you can breathe quite easily. He will wear fins because it will keep him steady. Archie will then try swimming without equipment. Gym main session. This week, in the gym, Archie will again cycle for 10 minutes at an RPE of 15. The rowing, plank and leg press will be the same as last week, but he is also going to add in 10 press-ups where he uses his knees to help support him. In week 5, warm-up and cool-down again will remain the same. Swimming main session. In week 5, Archie will do 50 metres of kick and pull wearing a snorkel. He will then remove the snorkel and do 3 15 metres of side lateral kick. Archie will spend the rest of the session swimming without a snorkel or fins. Gym main session. The gym session will be the same as last week, but this week Archie will do 10 wide press-ups and 10 narrow press-ups supported by his knees. He will also do 10 sit-ups followed by 10 sit-ups with raised arms. He will have 30 seconds rest and will repeat it again. In the final week, the warm-up and cool-down will remain the same. Swimming main session. The main swimming set will be the same as last week, with 50 metres of kick and pull wearing a snorkel and fins. He will then remove the snorkel and do 3 50 metres of side lateral kick. Archie will then spend the rest of the session swimming without a snorkel or fins, but this week Archie will attempt to swim for 15 metres with no equipment. Hopefully Archie will now be able to swim, and all he'll have to do is to keep practicing in order to improve. Gym main session. In the final gym session, Archie is going to increase the resistance on the spinning bike and cycle standing up for a period of 30 seconds every 2 minutes. This will raise his heart rate and will help to improve his cardiovascular fitness. In the rowing, he will do 4 sets instead of 3. In the plank, he will hold it for 40 seconds and get 35 seconds rest. In the leg press, Archie will increase the weight to 20 kilograms.